Hi YouTube, Engineer Boy 100. Well, as you can see, I've already toured it to the car. The problem I've been having this time is, it seems my locking mechanism, electronic portion, has started to fail. I think it's stripped out inside because I had the front slammed down a little bit too tight on top of some stuff. And then when I went to open it, it strained it, so I think it failed. So, I've already taken loose this little front portion that covers up the mechanical part, and I'm going to replace that too. It's a little torn up, 18 years old, so called up Pelican Parts, and they sent me this ginormous box with those two little parts in it. So let's open it up and see what's got inside. All right, let's open up this box and see what we got inside. Thanks, Pelican Parts. Open it up. Get in this big old box. We have another little box here, and we have a brand new replacement little shroud here. Okay, let's pop it open and see what we have here, what the mechanism looks like. They always do a great job. Outside. This is almost like an unboxing. There we go. Nice. That is the new mechanism I'll be installing. So let's get over there and out with the old, in with the new. There's one more thing. When you take out your old, this little cover, basically a little scutcheon, it has these little holders. Okay, all you do is you turn these things like 90 degrees to get them out. You slide out these little slots here, like that, and you just turn it 90 degrees. Yeah, they don't screw out or snap out or anything like that. You just turn them to align. You're gonna want to return these because you don't get any new ones. That's just the point that you want to make. All right, out with the old, in with the new. Okay, so let's go in behind this little cover here and see where the old mechanism is. Now, this is where it connects to the mechanical, and then this little cord goes through this metal wall. There's a grommet to protect it, rubber grommet. This just comes loose. You just unscrew it from this threaded stud here, and then the actual unit is like, it has some foam on it, and it's just kind of tucked. So it comes out like this. All right. So there it is, and it comes through here. And then I have to take this loose. And I'm not exactly 100% sure how, so we'll learn together. There's two 10mm bolts or screws here that mount this, and then the cable, there's a cable down here that goes over to here to release it if you get locked out. I think I'm going to take these two bolts loose, take this out so I can work on it easier, and then I'll show you. There, you just pull back the cover, and the two bolts are right back here. Let's see if I can get the other. Two bolts. One. Oh, there we go. 1, 2. Okay. Those two are 10mm. And I'm going to pick this up so we can see better, and it's easier for me to work. All right, let's take those two bolts out, and of course, my socket of choice is magnetic, so they don't drop it. Hopefully they don't drop the... There you go, there's one. Let's get the other one. Alright, there we go. Okay, I think we can take this out now. Here. Okay, there's a little plate that comes off. Oh, how nice. And then it just slides out. Looks like it just slides up. Get you close in on that. So it looks to me as if everything just slides straight up. Let's see if I'm right. Looks like you can just wiggle this. And I didn't even have to take those other bolts loose. I didn't know that little, oh. Yeah, I just had to loosen them. And this plate comes out because this plate is slotted. So I didn't have to take those 10 millimeters, I didn't have to take them all the way out. Just loosen them and then slide this plate off. And then this looks like it just slides straight up. Carefully, carefully. Don't break anything. This is rubber. So, I think maybe this slides forward and then the cable comes up here. I think maybe this has to go this way. Or maybe it can come straight up. I don't know. Let me see. Pull this straight up, I think. Yeah, okay. So that comes straight up. And I'm pretty sure this slides straight up. So look at this. And it'll be easier if yours is still mounted. It'll be supported. So there it's good. All right. So then I think we just back it out like so. So let me back up a little bit so you can kind of see what happens when we get to this grommet. Okay, so I think this can back up. So this slides. So we'll just slide this through the hole. It's just pulling it. I'm just pulling it through and kind of guiding it. Now there's a grommet here. Okay, so while I figure out that grommet, in the meantime, I know I'm going to reuse this foam on the new mechanism, so I'm just going to take this off. It's like stuck on with goo, and you try not to destroy it. They don't give you a new one, so I'm going to try not to tear this one and gently persuade it off of this old mechanism and then set it aside and reuse it for tucking up inside that housing. Reattach it to the new one. Yeah, it's nasty. It's not, it doesn't get on you though. It's not sticky to where it gets on you. It's just a little tacky, like gum. It's kind of gummy. It's not like glue. It's more like a non-drying spray-on adhesive or something. And if you take this off, while I think about and figure out how to take that grommet out. There we go. Alright, I figured out the grommet. What you're going to want to do is you just got to put some pressure on this little rubber guy and just force it back into the car. And this whole little length will follow. And once the grommet is through, there'll be enough room to fit this larger portion of the end of the cable. So you just got to kind of force this part down and into the car and just force it through this wall, because that's the only way. You don't want to start trying to think about taking anything loose on the other end. And then the whole thing will follow. See, like so. And voila! There it is. Okay, so here's the old one. Now we'll install the new one. Okay, here's a side-by-side, the old and the new. Here is the old one. Here's the new one. I just want to look at it and make sure everything matches up. Everything looks like it's the same before we go in. It's kind of nice they include a new grommet here too. I'm really happy about that. I want to look at the connection, the electrical connector, little port here. They are the same configuration. That's always helpful. This is the old one again, and this is the new one from Pelican Parts. And now we can go and install the new one. Now I'm going to put a little bit of soapy water on this grommet so it pops through easy. I'll pull it through from the back side. make sure we put the foam on the new one, the foam covering here. And on the cover, there's the new cover that we got, those little screw-looking inserts. Make sure you transfer those from the old to the new. I'll show that when I install the cover once the mechanism is installed. Alright, so before I install this, I'm going to apply a bit of soap and water here. So put a little bit of Dawn and water on the grommet so that it slides through nice and easy. And I'm going to go in from the back side, the plastic part first. Put it through and guide it over towards the mechanism. We'll grab a hold of it, pull it up, and guide it all the way across. Now the other thing I'm going to do too before I try and attach this is I'm going to remount the mechanism so that it's stable, so that I can have it held in place, and it's you know, I can have something to press down to snap these into place. So now I'm going to pull this rubber grommet through, get this through the hole, and then pull this grommet through. And I think that's what the little bulb is for. You grab a hold of it, see that little bulb like that, and just push and pull at the same time until it snaps into place. The whole thing to come through like so, and hopefully it just comes through and snaps into the hole. Come on, come on, come on. It takes a little bit of fiddling to get it to come through, I guess, but you gotta fiddle a little. That's something I say it's a tad fiddly. Man, constant pressure is the key here. We'll go ahead and put the foam back on here in a minute. Now I'm going to remount. I'm going to leave this plate off because I can just slide it on, slot it, remember. But I'm going to remount the mechanism first. Yep. So that's exactly what I did not want to happen. Now I gotta go get a magnet to get my magnet. Okay, so now that I have it mounted, the mechanism mounted, I think I can snap these into place. And this, I think, just pushes down. So let's line that up. And then just push it down until it snaps. Yeah, like so. Yeah, I think it just goes straight down because it's squishy. Perfect. There we go. So this part's in. Now I can loosen up these bolts a little bit and slide my plate back, my cover plate back over, and then I'll put my foam on the mechanism, plug in the electrical connector, and try it. All right, so let's reassign our foam. I think it just kind of wraps around the back like this. Ooh, it's sticky too still. Wraps it around, and then it tucks. And we get the electrical connector for this, and then tuck it back in its cubby. And that should do it. It only goes one way, so you can't do it the wrong way. That's what it looks like. Click that in, and then we're going to just shove this back in the little opening down here that it came out of. And it shouldn't be too hard. Right here. Just slide it in there and get it. Ooh, it's tight too. All right, loosen the mount bolts a little bit so we can just slide this cover plate back in like this. And then we can tighten those back up. Alright, the new mechanism's all installed, and I wanted to go ahead and give you guys one last look at how it's supposed to tuck in there, because it tucks in kind of nice and tight and flush. So if you can see that, this is the view of what it should look like once it's installed correctly. Okay? And now I'm going to go ahead and put the cover back on, put the latch back on. You might have noticed I took the latch off because I didn't want any accidental locks before I was ready. I'll test it, and then we can close the frunk. Okay, it's time to test the latch in the trunk. I'm testing it like this, not on the hood. So we're just going to put it in like so, and as you see I have my key here. So I'm going to put it on, and you close your hood, you press down like that. Then you take your key, and it should release, open the hood. Looks good to me. Now we can reattach this after I put the cover on, and we should be good to go. Now it's time to put my cover back on, so I'm going to transfer these inserts, these little fasteners from the old to the new, all the way down, and install my new cover. Alright, one fiddly bit, I guess you'd call it, and in reinstalling this front cover, man, you want to push this down, and they go in one side first, goes up underneath, and then you want to push the other side down into the slot and turn it. It's quite fiddly in some of these. So put it down like that at an angle, and then turn it. It's turn it 90 degrees only. Some of them are quite annoying. It's a heads up. Okay, after a fair bit of fiddling, I was able to successfully get the cover back in, get the latch installed, and get all the contents reinstalled into the frunk. And all that sounds good and looks nice, but nothing matters if it doesn't open. So let's try it and see if I can get back into my frunk after I close it. Looks good to me. Thanks for watching.